Hi everyone, Anya here. Today we're bringing back to life an iconic motorcycle from the last century. This is the first time I saw it, abandoned by its owner and worn down by years of neglect. But even then, it still had that strong presence. This is a 1994 Honda CB400, a dream bike for almost every guy, and honestly, for me too. I fell in love with it right away, even though I had no idea if the engine still worked. I brought it home for just $1,000. Not bad for something with so much potential. Back in the garage, its condition was rough, but fair enough for the price I paid. When I lifted the seat, no battery, and through the fuel tank opening, you could literally see the engine and frame. Everything was exposed. All the wiring and ignition lines were bundled in a mess. Total chaos. So I hooked up a temporary battery and turned the key. All right, power came on just fine. Then I pulled the spark plugs to check compression. Only one cylinder was okay. The rest were really low, around 4 to 6 bars. Ignition was working, but after sitting for so long, the carburetors definitely needed a deep clean. Once the fuel lines are clean, it should meet all the conditions for a proper startup. Tools ready. Let's get started. People think cleaning a carb is just about washing the outside, but once I started it up, it was shaking, smoking, and making strange noises. Clearly, something deeper was wrong. Looks like this engine wasn't going to escape a full rebuild after all. Based on what I found, the more I worked on it, the more problems I uncovered. So I decided to get myself a new toy, another CB engine to work with. You can see traces of red sealant around the crankcase. which means someone had definitely opened it before. At least the oil looked freshly changed. When I checked the third cylinder, it looked like the valve area had been repaired before, but the piston walls had serious scoring and step wear. Yeah, another big project waiting for me. This right here is its water pump, the heart of the cooling system. Everything was covered in dust, like it hadn't seen the road in ages. Then I found a switch wired in the strangest way. Probably another custom surprise from the previous owner. After opening the crankcase, I saw the main bearings were still okay. But when I removed the second connecting rod, the bearing was completely worn out. Luckily, the crankshaft itself survived without damage. Fixing this engine will take time, effort, and patience. Because of my passion for motorcycles, I poured all my energy into bringing this machine back to life. I decided to start simple, checking if the valves were leaking badly. Well, all 16 valves showed signs of leakage, each one in a different way. Yeah, not great. So I played some music and got back to work. The cylinder head had been patched before. Just looking at it triggered my perfectionist side again. This time, I had to call for backup, an extra pair of skilled hands. You know how it is? Every detail matters. After hours of grinding and polishing, I was finally satisfied with the result. While lapping the valves, I found their working surfaces were severely worn, so I replaced the whole set. Most of the parts were already cleaned and prepped. But this step is critical. You need to lap the valve faces carefully, changing the angle again and again until the seat is perfect. It takes time and patience, but that's how you bring precision back. La la la. Sometimes I sing just to stay focused. All valves are now installed. Since the seats were reworked, I need to readjust all these clearances. Camshafts go back in, torqued properly, and then I measure all 16 valves again. Once everything checks out, I'll reassemble it. After half a day of tuning and adjustments, it's finally ready. Now I'm checking the left valve clearance. If all goes well, it's time to put everything back together. You can see some wear marks here, but it's still within control, nothing to worry about. There's a kind of belief called Honda. And now it's time to bring this 4-cylinder engine back together. I'm honestly exhausted, but also proud of how far I've come. It's just me and this machine. Nothing else in the universe matters right now. The night fades, and the sun rises again. A new day, a new start for this old engine. Every time I doubt myself, it's this bike that gives me strength to keep going. The engine is now fully assembled. I'm adding fresh oil and checking if the oil flow is working properly. Oil pressure's good, perfect. Now let's put the valve cover back on. Time to test the compression again. Around 10 bars, looks like all those long nights were worth it. The carburetors are installed. We're finally ready to start this 4-cylinder engine. All right, here we go. Let's hear it roar. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. What a sight. Can you hear that? That sound. Finally, it's alive again. The moment it started up, that sound healed every bit of exhaustion in me. Now it's time to take the whole bike apart again and restore it to how it looked the very first day I saw it. Now the entire bike has been disassembled. You can see it piece by piece. Most of the parts are worn out or broken. Restoring this will take a lot of time and patience, but I've got time and passion. So first things first, I'm painting the engine your favorite color, black. Look at that shine. Now it's one step closer to how I imagined it. Next, I'll paint the tank and the side fairings in your favorite color too. Now it's time to restore every part to make it look just like the day I first met it. Piece by piece, it's slowly coming back to life. Countless hours of sanding, painting, and polishing, but every second was worth it. Every single part carries its own story. Now it's time to bring them all back together to give this machine a brand new soul. Every bolt, every screw, each one feels like a small piece of memory coming back to life. I waited patiently, carefully piecing together every part with my own hand. And as the engine came together, it felt like the sun was finally rising again after a long night. Maybe it sounds silly, but it's this machine that gave me strength and reminded me what passion really means. But first, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel to support us in making even better videos in the future. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's not just a motorcycle anymore, it's a part of me. Every scar, every mark tells a story. And my story with it began the very first moment I laid eyes on it.